Hey yo, it's Nigel, gaming the Nintendo Switch 2 top 10-ish must-have gaming peripherals. So you purchased your Switch 2 bundle with Mario Kart World and you're wondering, well, what do I need now? Well, here I am to help you figure that out. First, I would strongly suggest buying the Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack bonus. It will include some online features that'll help you expand your gaming experience. The GameCube package alone makes it a worthwhile investment. However, shopping on the Nintendo Online Store can be a bit tricky. Some items are absolutely worth investing in, whereas some other items are maybe not so much worth the time and investment. Due to current circumstances, some of these items are maybe a little bit more expensive than they could or should be. The Nintendo Switch 2 now allows for the ability to attach a camera to the console. However, the Nintendo branded camera that comes at a 1080p resolution costs $55. Now, if you or someone you know survived the pandemic, chances are they own a camera that has the same or better specs that is at a more affordable price. So what I would suggest, since the console allows it, is to go ahead and either purchase a streaming camera that comes at 1080p or borrow your friends, your dad's, whoever it is, camera and just attach it to the console just to save you a little bit of money there. In regards to products that the Nintendo Online Store does provide that are absolutely worth the investment, I would highly recommend buying the Nintendo Online GameCube controller from Nintendo themselves. They've added many features to the GameCube controller that work really well with the online features that they are now providing. GameCube games are making a very healthy resurgence at the moment, and the addition of the GameCube games to the Nintendo Online makes the purchase very worthwhile. The controller itself comes with the C button capability that allows you to communicate online with friends, and it also has analog triggers, which is something that has been missing from the controllers for a while now. That is greatly appreciated that they've made a return. The one feature that this GameCube controller has that makes it absolutely worthwhile owning over other GameCube controllers is the fact that it has gyro controls, which allow you to aim and move without using the joysticks, but instead by moving the actual controller itself. Now hear me out. I'm a big believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You always want to watch Star Wars. Where's Papa? You're going to be busy today. You're going to be with Auntie. No? Well, I'm going to call her and tell her you don't want to hang out with her. You're going to have to be the one that tells her though, because she's going to be really upset. I've heard a lot of people giving the Switch 2 Pro controller big ups, but after putting my hands on it, I have not found anything about it that really makes the new price tag worthwhile. I would recommend buying the original Switch Pro controller. However, I would highly recommend buying the OniAim joystick protectors. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. The Pro controllers do get drift. And considering the fact that the new Switch 2 Pro controllers also have similar components, chances are that it will also have drift. So just go ahead and buy the protectors and attach them to the Pro controller. And just wait. Eventually Nintendo will release special edition Switch 2 Pro controllers, and that is when you should jump on board and buy the new Switch 2 Pro controller. They're essentially condoms for your joystick that prevent them from rubbing against the cocky rim and building up debris that eventually builds up and causes drift for your controller. They're easy to attach, and I highly recommend putting them on every one of your controllers here on out. I'm going to say this multiple times to avoid any confusion moving forward. MicroSD express card, MicroSD express card, MicroSD express card. Now, I'm repeating myself because the original Switch was using just MicroSD cards, and you may go to the store and be confused about which one to get. To be clear, the new Switch 2 console requires the MicroSD express card. The real trick of it is which one of these to actually buy. So I purchased the SanDisk MicroSD express card. There are other MicroSD express cards that I would recommend purchasing, including Samsung and Lexar, who both have a 1 terabyte memory storage MicroSD card. And from experience, I can say the 1 terabyte will save you a lot of time and a lot of money. However, Nintendo themselves has a Nintendo branded MicroSD express card that is actually cheaper than the other ones that are available online currently. One of the few drawbacks of the Nintendo Switch's ability to be a console and a handheld is that when you put the tablet into the dock, it can sometimes scratch the screen. So I would recommend buying a screen protector like this one. This is the Spigen screen protector for the Nintendo Switch 2. I actually have the Spigen screen protector for my Apple smartphone, and I highly recommend it. The one that I have is a privacy protector, and maybe because the Switch 2 is new, they necessarily don't have other options other than the regular matte finished Spigen screen protector. Maybe eventually soon in the future they will have a privacy protector, not that they necessarily need one, but this is all just to say there's only one option right now. But I do recommend this one because it is water resistant. So now I will demonstrate exactly how to apply the screen to your Nintendo Switch 2 tablet. To start, I would recommend using a microfiber cloth to wipe down the tablet of any oils that may have transferred while handling the Switch 2 with your fingers. This way you can take off any excess dirt or oil that you've laid onto the screen before you actually use the alcoholic swab that comes with the Spigen kit itself. Next, use the cleaning wipes that come with the Spigen screen protector kit to thoroughly wipe down any remaining grime or oils that may have been left on the screen to ensure that the protector itself is thoroughly attached and adhered to the tablet itself. Next, use the brand new, never used before fiber cloth provided with the kit to wipe off any leftover moisture from the cleaning wipe. Now to prepare the plastic kit that actually contains the tablet screen protector. Take off the labeled back plastic to expose the adhesive of the screen protector itself. Once you've done this, carefully and intentionally place the plastic kit over the tablet, making sure to properly enclose the tablet inside the plastic tip. Now, rub this black adhesive that's in the center of the kit over and over again to ensure that the adhesive is adhering to the tablet itself. This is an important part of this process. Don't make the mistake that I almost did and peel from the wrong end. Make sure you're peeling from the end that says peel from here, or it will mess up how the screen protector is adhered to the tablet screen. The moment of truth. Remove the plastic kit from the tablet itself, and don't be hasty like me and try and leave this plastic sheet on top and then remove that plastic bit separately. I was being a little bit hasty and just removed both. But after you remove that plastic sheet, take the squeegee and rub out any obvious bubbles that you see. This may take some time and effort, but this will make it so that there aren't any obvious blemishes on the tablet itself that were left over from applying the screen protector to the screen. Voila, eccola. The final product. I may be smoking on some copium, but I do believe that the Spigen screen protectors are of high quality and improve the displays of the monitor. That just might be me. Now for a little bit of spice, because if you know, the spice must flow. There's a hidden feature on the Switch 2, actually not even just the Switch 2. Every Switch in the Nintendo Switch family allows this feature, and I wanted to include it to show the ability that the Switch has as a tablet. You'll want to go into your internet settings, choose your desired internet connection, and this is important. You will need to be connected to the internet to make this work. After you're connected, choose the internet and then choose change settings, and then scroll down here and choose your DNS settings, and then choose the option to connect manually. Once you've done that, go down to your primary DNS IP and then type in this IP address. Once you've entered this unique IP address, click Save and OK, and you will be spit into a loading screen, and then automatically this hidden browser will be revealed. As I said before, every switch has this hidden functionality, so if you have another switch and you don't want to mess with your Switch 2, you can do it on any other switch, whether it be the Lite, OLED, or the original. Now in this browser, just click on Google and you can go ahead and type in any search that you are looking for. Which leads me to our next item that I cannot strongly recommend enough, which is a Ethernet cable. Make sure that whatever Ethernet cable you do buy is a Cat 5, and please, if you want to play online, purchase one so that you are hardwired to the internet and not reliant upon your McDonald's Wi-Fi. Thank you very much. I'll provide links to this Ethernet cable that I found on Amazon in the description, along with links to other items that I've recommended in this video. It's simple enough to close this browser. Just hit the back button, close the screen, go back to your settings, and go ahead and change your DNS settings to automatic, and that will go ahead and put your internet connection back to the way that it was. And the IP address that you typed in will always be there. So if you want to turn this back into the browser, just hit manual and then save, and then it'll spit you back into that browser, and you can go back and forth as you please. If you're anything like me, you have multiple displays, TVs, or monitors that you play your Nintendo Switch on. So at the moment, this is the only option to do that, which is to buy Nintendo's actual dock itself from their online store. There is no third-party dock at the moment that works the same way that the new Switch 2 dock does. There is hardware and firmware on the dock 2 that is unique to the Switch 2 that has not been duplicated currently. In time, yes, there probably will be third-party docks, but I do not think it is a good idea or safe to connect your Switch 2 to any other dock that is currently in existence. So go ahead. If you do want to connect your Switch 2 to other TVs and displays, buy another Switch 2 dock from the Nintendo online store. The Switch 2 dock package from Nintendo not only includes the Switch 2 dock, but an HDMI cable, which is unique and highly suggested to use for the Switch 2 when in docked mode, and along with an AC adapter and a USB C cable that I recommend using for the Switch 2. The Switch 2 dock is unique in its features, such as a cooling fan that allows for the Switch tablet to perform at a higher rate, pace, and performance quality while in dock mode on your TV and or monitor. It also includes multiple ports including the HDMI, USB C, and also, not to forget my most favorite, the LAN landline for your Ethernet cable Cat5 connection. Please get one. Finally, I'm adding a 2-for-1 here, which is something that I would recommend for anybody regardless if you're buying the Switch 2 or not, which is to get a multi-pack of a USB C cables, considering that most everything is changing to these cables, and you will want one while you're traveling with your Switch 2. And not to forget, the most important thing is to have a portable battery. Considering that the Switch 2 has a much shorter lifespan, than the original, I would recommend getting a portable battery that you can connect to the Switch tablet while you're on the go. Last but not least, I would recommend you buying a mouse pad that fits across your entire table and or desk. The new feature for the Switch 2 is that the Joy-Cons have mouse functionality. So to increase your performance while you're playing games, I would recommend using a mouse pad instead of your leg or just a bare table. This way you can enjoy playing games such as Metroid Prime 4 and other games that may come in the future. Hey yo, you know the like button is free? If you made it this far into the video, we appreciate you spending your time with us. Subscribe and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Still here? You heard animal. Go home. Gave you 12 items to choose from. Alright, you want to make a baker's dozen? Here's one more. Here's a bonus item for anyone that stayed to the end of the video. I'm a sucker for anyone that markets their products with a skull or raven, and Skull & Co. has actually used both. So, I am purchasing this on pre-order, not specifically because of the raven and skull, but because the reviews for the original Switch 1 carrying case were very high, so I have to assume that the Switch 2 carrying case will be just as good. It comes with the ability to carry 12 Switch 2 cartridges or Switch 1 cartridges, and is water resistant and allows a patch for any peripheries that you want to add. Currently, Amazon has two variations of the case, camo and black, but the Skull & Co. site itself allows for a third gray option, which is also nice. So, it's up to you to decide. Cheers.